Like his fair is still at 50 feet, obviously. So like, I guess when your strategy hasn't changed against Ganon, you still want to keep him out, you know. But like, you can just get it quicker.
That's the other thing about sort of like
that was such a big mix-up. Holy shit, that flow was good.
Oh, and the backwards up air. That's something I'll point out about what makes a player really fast is knowledge of dead zones and sort of like unused frames. That's one of the coolest things I think about what is it called? Uncle Punch for Melee, is I tried it for a bit and I was like, what is this like wait state where it's counting frames? And I was like, oh my god, those are frames that I didn't use. And when I play against like a Ripple or a Rangunchu, I bring up Rangunchu because he and I dittoed, and he was just light years faster than me. I was like, why are you so much faster than me? And I realized it has to do with like those dropped frames where you could be doing something and you're not. And with Ripple, you don't see a lot of wasted time.
That's a point. I mean, I don't, you know, to me, I've played Ripple quite a bit and like spoken to him a lot over the years as a DDD fan.
Yeah.
Like, hosted him, but I don't consider him like especially fast as a DDD player. But watching this, he does look a little faster,
Sure.
and he definitely is efficient. I think that
yeah, exactly.
What you're pointing out is it's almost the efficiency of movement is something that's not talked about that much. But like another person who's very distinct for that is Filthy Casual. Like you compare Filthy's lasers to switches. Like there are switches obviously very technical, but like Filthy's are just so clean. They're just so clean with lasers. And yeah, back to this match though.
Sorry, our Discord is rubber banding a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't see for a second, but looks like Ellipsis is kind of cleaning it up, tying it up. Here's the thing though, Ganon can kill him with like one grab.
Yeah, that's really all he needs. Or an up tilt. I've heard scary things. Oh!
He didn't even need the grab.
Just punched him in the schnoz and he's dead. So, not what you expect.
Watching Ripple play this again, it's been a long time since I've commentated him. I feel like the last time I commentated him was shots fired, like versus Professor Pro, like 3.5. I think it was shots fired? No. I don't remember what tournament it was, but I remember it's like he had this crazy run where he like beat off and stuff. But I think one thing that Ripple is very good at, and you're gonna laugh when I say this, is doing nothing. But sometimes he stands there in this space and he doesn't do the thing, and then he just does has a good answer to what you'll watch him like not be like you said, efficiency.
I think one of my favorite stories about Ripple ever is he showed up to some Southern or Central Illinois tournament. I want to say it was like I'm not gonna remember, not a birdhouse, but some ISU event. And he walks in, and his girlfriend or fiance at the time walked in, and she was carrying a book, and it was like 3,000 pages, and it was the funniest image ever because the bracket took so long because Ripple would not. He was just so patient. It's like you said, he's so content to do nothing and just make you suffer and waste away, but in a weirdly efficient way.
Yeah.
I don't know. The 9. Wow, he's gonna finish before I finish the story.
Yeah.
Basically, Ripple is known for his ridiculous patience.
Yeah. And you're right that it's not like he's doing it necessarily to. It's a certain player habit or strategy. Like, why do something that might not give me advantage? Like I'd rather like why play this set? I'm not gonna win this set, you know. he just kind of showed that, but it's like he's just willing to kind of. I think there's the button pressers, right? Like button pressers are one type of player in this game that people really like, but a lot of players are not. They're not button pressers per se. They just pick the safe options, and they're conservative as well. They hit you when they need to.
That's something I actually heard on an IBDW YouTube video that just popped up in my feed earlier today, that Armada 1 Evo or something with like 250 inputs per minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Like compared to like 700, you know, for some, you know, 600 for spacey players, 250. That's crazy. And it goes to show, you know, the efficiency of just waiting around and picking your spots.
So it's funny you say that because I was thinking of Armada, but I didn't want to say like, oh, Armada presses less buttons than everybody else. But
yeah,
I'm not at all surprised to hear that at all. I think consider him in that same category.
Yeah,
I'm happy that I wasn't wrong. My intuition was wrong there.
No, you're spot on. Oh, what a recovery by Ripple! He almost got.
And he
oh
just
no!
roll up though. Let's go, baby. Yeah, no, he got out of that really bad situation really clean. And is he gonna do it again? Just sledge dash? He just. Oh, it looks like maybe Ellipsis missed the jump there. And he's in the corner now himself. What?
Okay.
That was so weird. That there did not look like that should have hit that fair. But I think Ripple just was space.
Sort of the opposite of what was going on with
Oh,
Dover.
there's nothing. Sorry, I just like.
No, I see it.
I like these FP together.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Is the difference is Ripple is fine just running in and dash attacking through the bacon, and socking Game & Watch with a dash attack or something.
Yeah, I feel Seymour Ganon, like, now that like some of these kind of crazy floaty characters have become more kind of easier to deal with, because he does a lot of work on, like, you know, he does exerts a certain kind of pressure on characters like Game & Watch and Mewtwo, who are like really threatening at 3.6, and now that they're a little bit nerfed and he's a little buffed, like, you know, you might see him. I saw Fuzz versus Zeus on the other stream. I don't know if you watched the other the Mewtwo King stream, but
I've been in and out.
he took some games. He took a game, and it looked kind of scary for Fuzz at a couple moments. I was pretty surprised to see that again. Now I have no idea how the matchup actually is. Not like a good matchup for Ganon, but I just think you have to play a certain kind of way against him.
Yes. Yeah, you're hard pressed to find a good matchup on paper against Ganon, but it's
as Ganon, you mean, right?
yes, sorry, as Ganon. But as someone with a fierce Ganon problem, I know the woes of not knowing how to respect him enough, and just sort of getting clogged for it.
Yeah, I think it's very possible we'll see that a lot more in P+. And we have already. I mean, you know, it's such a float is so good. Actually, I have to say, like, I'm seeing some float scenarios that I'm not used to seeing. Like, I really like a couple of the ways he's pulled it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mostly to clean out stocks. Like, you're not seeing him use it all the time. He uses it to, like, when he needs, like, to fish for the kill, he'll, like, float. He'll, like, you know, they'll have the shield, he'll float, and instead of just, like, you know, landing with the aerial, he'll double jump. He'll bait the attack, double jump, fastball fair.
It's like the next iteration of, like, what it was. Everyone always talked about it being useful for. Way back when. I'm looking at you, Che, saying things like, "Oh no, you can bait options in neutral with float." And now that Ganon has the extra speed here and there, and Ripple's willing to play the mind games, we're starting to see it a little bit.
And maybe Che can tell us some of the details, but I believe there's some stuff about his actionability about some of the float that's a little different. But we can follow up on the break to make sure I don't give you any misinformation.
Sure.
I know his float is a little smooth in some ways.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's gonna kill.
Yeah, he's dead.
That's
crazy. I mean, he looked like he was like dead like 20% early. Like, it's so funny how unused to this I am now. Last time I really remember a Ganondorf player was Red Ranger, and the game plan was completely different, right? It was like the most brutal chain grabs possible. That's it. You know, like that was.
Do you remember that? I've told so many people to watch this. Do you remember that Red Ranger, Mr. Ganondorf match?
Of course, man, of course.
I watched that so many times in my freshman year. Who was it? It was J Falls and
Yep. I think Oats.
Probably Oats.
I want to say it was Oats, but I could be wrong.
Oh, that game 10 is one of my favorite game 10s in history. Just no, he has one more throw. Wait, it's still going.
Yeah, the way they narrated is so good.
Yeah. And, here in 2021, Ripple is up 2 clean stocks. We'll call it a stock and a half because he's a touch away from dead. But I mean, he's doing work without the chain grab right now.
Of course, you also have to give. This is not. Oh, that's not good. This is by no means. Like, both of these characters are in some ways improved in the net play environment as well. That's you know, no knock to anybody's skill, but just some characters are a little bit harder to use online compared to others. And both of these characters, especially Ganon, I think is quite strong on that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because fair, like not being able to react to fair. Oh wow, he almost murdered.
Yeah, not being able to react to fair. Some of the side B stuff, some of the side B shenanigans.
Yeah.
But this is looking like a wrap. I have faith in Ellipsis, and I don't want to say anything too harsh because I know he watches this, but this is just such a dot from Ripple.
I think Ellipsis is the kind of player that's not gonna. Honestly, isn't. I mean, I could definitely see Ellipsis taking it to last stop still at this point. Although, oh, what?
Yeah.
Not a real mix-up, I thought.
Yes. Yes.
Just kidding. Jay is like happy over here.
Feel the power.
Ganon's power waxes.
Yeah, man. Wow, that was quite a set.
His hair gets longer every time he wins.
That's funny. That's real funny. It's kind of weird. Like it just felt like I was watching like Marth versus Fox, where it was like Ganon had to win neutral like 2 or 3 times to kill Ganon.
Yeah.